One of my favorite movies that I watch at least once a year, along with Groundhog Day, you gotta watch that at least once a year, is a movie called Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. Have you seen that movie? How many here have seen that movie? It's an incredible movie. Albert Brooks plays this character. He's about 35 years old. He's never really stepped into his power. He's kind of wimpy and hesitant about his life. He's got a good life, but he's kind of afraid to really be bold and step forward. And so he's bought this, in the beginning of the movie, a BMW, a nice new one. But it's not the one he wanted, but it was the one he could afford. And so he's driving down the street, this incredible scene. It's his birthday, he's all alone. He's in this, you know how it is when you're in your brand new car? You know how sweet that is. Brand new house, brand new lover. Boy, you love him for about 6 hours, right? 6 days, 6 months, however long it lasts. But you know the new freshness of the moment, of something new. And he's in his car and he's driving down the road, and he's just, it's that new energy. And he puts in a Barbara Streisand CD. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. And he goes, who knows, blah, 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 blah. And the CD case falls off down there, and he goes to grab it, and he runs into a truck. And the next thing he knows, there he is. He's being wheeled in to what's called Judgment City, with hundreds of other beings who are going through what's the tunnel. It's called the tunnel. He's being dragged into Judgment City, a place where you go to in between the end of one life and the beginning of another life. Every spiritual tradition in the mystical level talks about just such a place. The Buddhists call it the Bardo state, it's called purgatory. Whatever it is, there's this time in between the end of one lifetime and the beginning of another where you get to take a look at what you need to work on in this lifetime and the one that's going to follow. And by the way, this all happens in one day, and you don't need to believe any of this is about the future, because it isn't. It's about right now, okay? You make the choice right now. And so he has some issues to work on. He meets this beautiful woman, Meryl Streep, who's had this incredibly luscious, precious life. And even when he's offered something wonderful, he has trouble accepting it. The voice that beings who are with him embodies are saying, you can eat all you want and you won't gain any food. Anything you want, you can eat. And so Meryl Streep's like, oh, she's eating piles of pasta and everything she wants. And he's still really tentative, and he's eating, going, I'm not sure about this. Can you really do this without gaining weight? He's like, of course you can. And she's eating this one scene at a restaurant. He's going, I would like a steak, medium rare. He wants a steak, medium rare. And then the restaurant comes alive, and they bring him 45 steaks cooked exactly. He's going, no, 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 too much, too much. He's still looking at other people, afraid to accept what's being given him. His whole life has been this way. He loves Meryl Streep, but he doesn't feel like he's good enough, nor that he deserves her. He's still being tentative. And when you're there at Judgment City, you have a life review. And in the life review, not unlike the one you have every day and the one you'll have right now, and in the future, and it's happening today and tomorrow, as it always has. You're being judged every day by no one but yourself. There is a defense attorney who defends his position, and then there's someone who represents the high court, and then there's a judge. And he says, I can't believe this. There's judgment here. I had no idea how strict it was. He's going, well, the judgment has nothing to do with us. It's your judgment about yourself that's on the line right now. And so he's sitting in this seat. It's so beautiful. And the high court, the defense attorney's here, and the judge is behind him or in front of him. And they keep showing him little scenes from his life, meaningful moments where he had the power to make great choices. And one of those moments was when he was working with his wife about a raise he wanted to get for the job he worked at. He was power playing about how he would do it. He was doing a treasure map about it, and he was going to ask for the $60,000 that he knew he absolutely deserved for that job. And then he goes back and forth with his wife, and he's really clear he's really going to do it this time. He's going to step forward, and he has all the reasons behind it. He's planned it, he's programmed it, and when it actually happens, they show him. The boss sits down with him, and he sits with him. He's sitting on this side of the desk, and he's going, I know what you're here for. It's for a salary raise. How do you think 30,000? 30,000, I'll take it. He completely wimps out, completely jumps up in fear, afraid to ask for what he deserves. And the screen goes back up again, and the defense attorney says, why did you do that? Why didn't you ask for what you knew you deserved? What were you afraid of? What were you so tentative about? And of course, Albert Brooks, in that wonderful way, understated comic, he goes on forever. Oh, so it's about money. The whole universe is about money. I didn't make the right choice about money. $30,000 was a lot of money right then. And he said, it has nothing. She said to him, it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with you and your relationship with yourself. Never thinking you were good enough. Never asking for what you knew you really wanted and what you deserve. That's what we're looking at right now. That's what you're looking at right now in your own life. As you look at what your life sentences are. Those things that were implanted in your brain when your neural pathways were young. You're not stuck with those neural pathways. You have plenty of other brain power available to move forward into something different. But you really got to take a look and accept what those life sentences are. So you don't need to keep acting them out over and over and over again. So we get towards the end of the movie. And he's learned about all that he can learn in that moment. And he and Meryl are going off in different directions. And it's their last night together in Judgment City. It's a beautiful scene where they're sitting together. And they really want to come together as a man and a woman. They really want to join together. But he's sitting there with her and he can't do it. He just says, I'm afraid that I'd rather stay with what you think I am than what I really am. I'm afraid that you'll judge me. My whole life, I've been judged by others. I just don't want to be judged by you as well. And he walks off in his separate room by himself that night. And the next morning, they're going off in different buses. She's going to the particular experiences that are next for her to learn, and he's going off in his own. And a part of his heart is breaking for what he knows he's supposed to have, but isn't willing to be bold enough to step forward to let the light let him have it by being open to it. And there's an amazing scene where her bus takes off and he's on his right here. And all of a sudden, he just stands up and gets bold and powerful for himself. And he opens up the door and he runs after the tram that she's on. And he grabs the window and he pulls himself up and he goes, I'm supposed to be with you. I deserve this. I love you. In that moment, the defense, the higher court, and the judge are watching that moment. And they're all saying, open the door, let him in, he's made it, let him have that love. And they all say, together, that's our boy, he made it, and start applauding. Yes, 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 he made it, he made it. The whole universe is waiting for you to make those kinds of bold decisions. Not to be stuck, to implant this energy into your heart and make every moment a key moment, to come forward with what you deserve and the energies of the universe. Don't ever judge us. They're working for us. And your most difficult, challenging situations are being offered to you as a gift to continually choose. Once again, let's have our lesson summation. Stop screaming at you. So this week, as you stare at the cave wall of whatever it is that you're working on now, whatever your life sentence is, I invite you to consider these 3 points. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery it is, in the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. This week, be willing to let go of that's just the way it is, even just for a moment, to consider the possibility that there isn't a way it is or it isn't. There is the way we choose to act and what we choose to make of our circumstances. And finally, remember that Plato's cave is just another life sentence that we have imposed upon ourselves. We are not imprisoned by anything but our own mind's projection. We're so free, and we're pretending we're enslaved. We're so free, and we're staring at our own shadow play.
It's time to wake up, friends. That's why we're here. In whatever way this week that you can practice that, in whatever way you can embrace some life sentence that's got you stuck, do it. And you'll be given all the help you need from the beloved presence all around you, emanating from within you. And as you face these deeper teachings, remember this last quote of the Buddha that I want to share with you. It doesn't matter how often you forget, only how soon you remember again, and again, and again, and again. Enjoy your practice. Namaste.